It may surprise you to know that South Carolina has the fastest growing Hispanic population in the United States of America, next to Arizona. We're going to be joined today by Marina Lopez. She has a master's degree in library and information science from the University of South Carolina, and she also counsels Spanish-speaking immigrants on their immigration issues here in the United States of America. We're also joined today by Dr. Kerry Taylor. He is a professor of history at the Citadel. After they met at an oral history workshop, they embarked on a documentation project that would span several years and culminate in this wonderful exhibit called Voces Del Lowcountry. Now, Ms. Lopez and Dr. Taylor join us today to discuss this incredible exhibit. Dr. Taylor, Ms. Lopez, Marina, how are you? Kerry and Marina, I think is easier, right?
Please.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, what you did, from my understanding, I'll let you discuss this a little bit. Is you wanted to document the immigrant experience. How did you do that?
Well, the project started because I was working with the Department of Mental Health as a family counselor, and one of the things that happened in my experience was that I was seeing the reality of the immigrants in my daily practice, and that was very different to the thing that I was listening on the media.
What was the reality you were seeing?
Well, we have all the reality that I saw. I was the families working, the families overcoming terrible problems. I was the strength of the families. I saw the incredible stories. I saw their interest on becoming part of our community. I saw the work ethic of most of the family that I was working with. And then in the radio, in the TV, in our newspapers, the narrative was totally different. It was that these were criminals, that these people don't belong here. So I was concerned about this difference, and I started thinking how we can tell a more balanced story.
These are people's narratives, recorded with digital audio, and they're part of the larger Citadel Oral History Program collection. From there, we developed an online exhibit, which is essentially the equivalent of a museum exhibit. And then out of that, there have been a number of offshoot projects, of which the latest iteration is this effort to involve Latino visual artists in South Carolina to interpret the stories.
How many interviews did you actually collect?
We had approximately 35, almost 40 interviews. So we have people that have been born in U.S., but that they are from Mexican origin. We have Puerto Ricans in our stories. We have people from Mexico, Central America, and we have a bunch of interviews from people from Argentina too.
Now you have 35, I guess, interviews there, plus artwork that's coming out from local artists. How long does each interview go?
It's a whole range. On the short end, an interview could be a half hour, but probably on the longer end, I'm not sure if there are any as part of this series, but you could have, more than one interview with the same interviewee. But,
yes.
But typically, I think we're talking about an hour to an hour and a half.
So you could literally come back every day and spend a month there and not listen to everything, I guess. Now, Kerry, you were born in the United States of America, I assume. Is that correct, or am I wrong?
No, that's correct. Okay. Chicago.
All right. So I never like to assume anymore anything. So now you're also a professor of history. Tell me, because it was very surprising to me, how did South Carolina become the second fastest growing Hispanic immigration population in the United States? If you asked me to put the five, I would have said California, obviously Arizona. I would have said Texas. I don't think South Carolina would have popped in my head. How did that happen?
That's right. I think because it's a more represents a more recent immigration destination and it's Alabama and South Carolina. And I think this underscores the importance of the project, and this is why. Part of what I think drives us is that we understand that this is an emerging demographic, which with important cultural and political implications both for South Carolina and the region, but also for the whole country. And so that we wanted, part of what we're trying to do is to document these experiences while it's taking shape, while it's emerging. But what we're talking about is really, we have Charleston at the coast, and then down to the Savannah River. That's probably, considered the South Carolina Lowcountry, although you can extend that north. But we're talking about the coastal region, the low-lying lands on the coast of South Carolina.
Tell me, what was the most intriguing thing that you found most intriguing or exciting to work on this project?
One of the things that I'd seen in coming from North Carolina, whereas I was a graduate student, is that there was it was my sense that there's a much more developed political community. And in the Lowcountry, in this part of South Carolina, I think that is emerging. We're seeing the roots of that. And the way I would describe that is that I'd say there are, individuals and groups who can come together around various crises. So it may be that somebody's, facing some kind of legal crisis and they need assistance, and there are some attorneys who are willing to help out. There's social workers. There are key resource people who are willing to help out Spanish-speaking immigrants. We can also mobilize around crises, like, for instance, when the state, proposes new draconian laws targeting Spanish-speaking immigrants, which they have over the last 10 years. I think people mobilize around these crises. But we've yet to see a Latino political organization emerge from this part of the state, and I think that's kind of a next step. And a big part of what intrigues me with the project is thinking about these political developments.
Sure, and then actually describing, hey, this is a big group here. Look at this big group that we have here.
Oh, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So, Marina, you were not born in the United States, right?
No.
Okay. So, where are you from? When did you come to the U.S.? And tell us your immigrant story.
I was born in Argentina, and I came to U.S. About 20 years ago. And I came because I am a good wife. My husband. My husband got a job. He's a researcher, and he got a job at MUST, that is the medical university that is here in Charleston. So we moved together, and then I started working with the Latino community here, and we stayed. And this has been our house since then.
So Marina, let me ask you a question. We all hear, the
Yes.
rhetoric coming out of the White House and Trump and all that. What is the local population in Charleston? What's the rhetoric? Do you feel that they are, you have the second largest Latino immigrant population in the United States. Are they welcoming? Are they not welcoming? Obviously, there's probably a little bit of both, but what is the general rhetoric that you're hearing from both sides locally there in Charleston?
Well, I have seen a change of that. When I came here, the rhetoric was much more friendly with the immigrants, and there was a story about this, family, this idea that the immigrants are family oriented, that they have a very good work ethic, and then we see that changing to immigrants are criminals because they crossed the border and they knew it what they did. So they are criminals and they have to go back. But then you have people like after President Trump was elected, a big part of the community, I think, that mobilized too, trying to protect the immigrant population. But there is a huge disconnection between the immigrant community and the Hispanic community and I would say the mainstream community. So even when many of our friends in the mainstream community want to help, they don't know really what is happening with the.
And by the way, and I say this to everybody, it is not a crime to cross the border illegally. It's not a crime. It's a civil offense. There is no criminal, penal, unless the only time it's a crime is if you get deported and then try to re-enter, then that is a crime. But short of that, 99% of the people that the media is labeling or anti-immigrant activists are labeling as illegals are not illegals. They're undocumented workers. You both have American dreams. People who are born in America have American dreams. People who are born in another country have American dreams. What's your American dream? Have you reached it? What would you like to see in the next 10, 20 years? I'll leave it for both of you.
I'll try it first. I think that maybe my final thought here is that I think in a lot of ways, if we look at the demographics of this state, we could go, and really the demographics of the country, if we could go two ways. And I think this is the project is really tied up into my hopes for democracy. I don't think South Carolina will not have good schools. We won't have good roads. We won't have good governance unless this emerging majority of African Americans, Latinos, and whites who are sympathetic to African American Latinos are able to pull together a winning political coalition. Otherwise, I really see just more of the same. The harsh rhetoric coming from our state house in Columbia, austerity politics that are punishing children, punishing women. Anyone who's considered to be not entitled to access to the American dream. So that's my hope. And this project is just a very small kind of cultural intervention into that larger political problem.
Well said. Marina?
I would say as a mother and as a person working in education, that my dream is related to families and keeping families together and helping families that are hard working to realize their dream. So we think about health issues, education issues, but we need to keep the families together. If the kids are scared about where their parents are going to be, if they are going to come back after work, they cannot learn. So we need to go to the very basics that the families that are working families can protect their own and can be together.
This is wonderful that you're bringing all these voices out and showing that people are human beings. Thank you both for coming, Dr. Kerry Taylor, Marina Lopez. Wonderful job. I appreciate your time. Thanks for coming on.